Arts Access Miami has some of the largest and most successful arts organizations working together with one vision and plan to be able to give every child access to an arts and music education in Miami-Dade. We're in the third largest school district in America, and there's no way that one organization can scale to be able to work in every single school and to be able to satisfy the needs of every single child. We have so many organizations doing amazing work in Miami, but they're isolated. So you'll have one school with 3 different organizations competing for resources and students, while the school down the street has no one working with them. How do we bring leaders to collaborate? And then how do we create an architecture so that we're working together across the whole community? We reintroduced music education into Carroll City Middle School.
We started with this one school at Carroll City Middle with one class, and it was a very small program, about 20 or so kids.
We bought instruments for the middle school, and we started getting the kids to collaborate between the middle school and the high school. And then we had them go and play for all the elementary schools. And then people realized there's a program at Carroll City Middle School.
What happened in Carroll City Middle School between Young Musicians Unite and the principal of that school was like magic.
Not only were students enjoying the music programming, but they were also benefiting in other ways that we had not thought about initially. It not only impacted their attendance and showing up to school, but also how they performed in their other courses. These students are really interested in coming to participate in this music program. We know they do need this reading course at the same time. Well, let's give it to them in the same day. And sure enough, about 84% of our students, when we looked at their grades, they had improved their academic outcomes in reading, and over 90% of students in mathematics.
When I first came here, troublemaker. I was going through a tough time doing with my dad passing away. Like, that was like my rock. I hit one drum, and ever since then, it just kind of changed my mindset about things.
Access to the arts wakes up every part of a kid. But the thing that lights them up, that makes them want to be in school, that helps them activate their mind, is the thing that often gets cut. It's put on the chopping block. And so what we want to make sure is that kids have a reason to fall in love with school.
So what we saw was that enrollment went up 294% in Carroll City Middle School because of the music program. So here's a school that couldn't afford their own program because they were under-enrolled, yet 6 months later, now they had all these new students coming there to be part of the program, and we're able to go from 2 classes to 6 classes within 6 months because of that.
The performance of the school in every metric had gone up, and we realized like something is working here.
After the success, then we changed our gaze and we said, well, what would it look like if 8 organizations came together and started to work within this whole community, all 12 schools? And we brought together Young Musicians Unite, Guitars Over Guns, Achieve, Arts for Learning, Miami Music Project, Saves the Music Foundation, and Interlochen Center for the Arts.
Let's sit around a table together and figure out how, from early learning all the way through high school graduation, how do we reach every single kid? Can we get outstanding music instruction for all students? And can the organizations share and learn with each other and build something that is transformational for a community? And the creation of this Music Access Alliance and the creation of Arts Access as an initiative for our community has been the evolution of that big idea.
Together, we created a strategy, a plan for every child from kindergarten to high school, in school to after school, different genres of music, feeding into each other's programs, working together, sharing teachers. This is the first time I've ever heard of such an approach.
It's them coming together as a collective and really say these are the areas in our community where students don't have access.
In Miami Gardens, we proved that this plan works. When we went into Carroll City feeder pattern to Miami Gardens, 23% of kids picked up an instrument every week. Now 78% of kids pick up an instrument every single week. We had something called the Miami Gardens Youth Music Festival. We just did our 3rd annual. Over 1,800 people from the community showed up with over 600 kids on stage. That's what success looks like.
Being on the stage and performing in front of your peers, in front of your parents in the community, there's just something that rises up in you, says, you know what, I can do it. All right, that same confidence you take into the classroom, you take into your everyday life.
If we got like a performance, as soon as the band come in, it's like it get real hype, and I would love for every other kid and student at other schools that don't have the opportunity to have the opportunity to do something that I did.
We see this as the blueprint for the whole district.
This model is affordable, it's sustainable, and we can replicate it. And so we started in one community in Carroll City, The results were unbelievable, and then we built a second alliance that's going to be in South Dade, and the results are going to be transformational for our community.
We're about to create the South Dade Music Alliance and launch with that, and then from there I want to create one alliance after the other until we have 9 alliances across all of Miami-Dade.
What I love about this movement is that our community is coming together and saying we understand the power of the arts for kids, and we're going to make sure everybody gets it.
The goal is every kid. And you can't get every kid unless you go to every neighborhood, every zip code, every feeder pattern. It's evident how students' lives are being changed every single day. Right, to watch kids to go on to college on a full scholarship, to watch kids that show up after school, instead of engaging in something that they probably shouldn't be doing, they're actually investing their time and becoming better at something. So these are all things that really benefit not only the child, but it's benefiting the community. This is the future.
I want to get into a college like HBCU or FAMU with a good band, with a good scholarship. And with me being in the Arts Access Miami, I know that's my path and a leadway to get me to achieve my goal. Because without this system, I would not be here right now. So I'm very grateful for Arts Access Miami.